How can you elaborate about who's in your network and why those people are in your network?
Well, let me start out by saying that for most Latinos, it's our family that's our network. Something I heard growing up all the time, la familia es todo. And that's an absolutely wonderful value to have. But I think in order to promote the Latino culture, to promote ourselves, we need to go beyond that network. We besides our family, our network is going to be our friends, our acquaintances, our coworkers. So I strongly encourage people to contact influential coworkers, managers, friends, even from the past. Just contact them and have a 30-minute coffee. What you're doing is nourishing that relationship. And the nourishing of those relationships is paramount to any type of success you're trying to go after. I'm constantly learning from this specific network of people that I go meet. We have to expand that network to a diverse set of people. The stranger you would otherwise never meet or never go talk to could end up being the person that gives you the break that you've been looking for. So one of the ways that I do this is I have an entrepreneur's essential tool. It's called letslunch.com. What that does is it creates one-to-one networking introductions. It's easier, in my opinion, it's easier to build higher quality relationships one-to-one as opposed to a 100+ person networking event. And in true form, I got to know the co-founder of letslunch.com. He's a gentleman by the name of Syed Shatari. Just the way things worked, in one of the earlier versions of his site, I helped fix a software glitch, and since then he's returned the favor. In the same vein, I am building a relationship with you, the founder of Silicon Valley Latino, and I fully anticipate doing projects with you in the future, and it's just a great way of nourishing that relationship.
Let's talk about this whole experience about, being an entrepreneur. What has that taught you? How has that been for you?
Whew, gosh. What it's done is it's given me the confidence to take risks. It's given me the confidence to be okay with failure. It's given me the confidence to solve problems creatively. It's shown me the importance of networking. It's also shown me the challenge of fundraising. It's allowed me to create other ventures. There's one that I'm working on. It's a social/education venture called Project Cangrejo. It's a grassroots initiative of public high school alumni seeking to foster economic and educational growth in the Latino-dominated lower Rio Grande Valley of South Texas. So what we do is we introduce a lot of Silicon Valley philosophies to high school students and alumni. Our goal is to dissolve what I call the crab mentality that permeates Latino communities. The idea that you put crabs in a bucket, any crab that tries to climb out, the other crabs will pull them back down. Hence the name Cangrejo, which is Spanish for crab. Ultimately, we create a framework for building a effective, vibrant alumni network for public schools, which currently doesn't exist. It's my thinking that these same alumni networks, even at the high school level, are just as powerful and just as purposeful as alumni networks enjoyed by four-year elite universities. We know this because we've experimented with different ways of engagements with the students and the alumni over activities such as sports, music, ROTC, as well as STEM topics. And I want to share one of our, I think the project I'm most proud of regarding Project Cangrejo. We involved students with the construction of a spacecraft, a real spacecraft that we were going to shoot into space. And we weren't going to take $1 million to do it because we didn't have $1 million. But what we did was this spacecraft was going to take pictures of the students in near space. So we take an image of the students, it goes up to space, we attach a video camera, it goes up to space, the balloon pops and it comes down, we recover the craft. So we were successful in that the spacecraft rose to over 90,000 feet, and we were able to find it with a GPS tracker, and voila, all of these kids see themselves in the darkness of space with the blue curvature of the Earth. Not a fake background, like real space.
No Photoshop.
No Photoshop, the real thing. And the amazing thing of this, that in itself is really cool, but it's what happens afterwards that just blows your mind. All of these kids suddenly have this passion to pursue STEM topics. We're constantly hearing that our country isn't putting out enough scientists and engineers. This is a fantastic way of inspiring them to want to go learn science, technology, engineering, and math. Again, what I love about entrepreneurship is you take one idea, it leads to another. I took that idea and kind of started putting my own engineering mind together and looked at how I could possibly create a low-cost near-space transport that basically functions as a low-cost satellite that gathers data from over 100,000 feet above the Earth. So that may be my next idea that I pursue.
Let's talk about any last words that you may have for our audience before we wrap up our interview.
Ultimately, what the message I want to convey is that entrepreneurship is a fantastic platform to show that Latinos belong. Not only that we belong, that we can hang with the best of them, that we always have and that we always will. We just need to take a few more risks, and we need to network more. And most of all, we need to stop listening to the cangrejos in our lives, and regardless of who they are. I highly recommend entrepreneurship.